Hi, in this video I'm going to review how to prepare for your naturalization interview here in the United States. My name is Rodrigo Canido. I'm an immigration attorney and I do videos on different immigration topics and how to get legal status here in the US. So if that's something that interests you, feel free to subscribe to this channel. Alright, so preparing for your naturalization interview. To start off, you've probably gotten a notice in the mail telling you that you have a naturalization interview coming up. It will tell you the location, the date, the time, those types of things. It will likely have a set of instructions on how to prepare for the interview and also will tell you what to bring. So you definitely want to look at that notice very closely. Generally speaking, I'd say you always need to bring your green card and your passport to the naturalization interview. All right, so just make sure you look at those instructions really closely. Besides that, I definitely recommend people review their N-400 application. So hopefully you've made a copy of it before you sent that to immigration. And that's where you answer all the questions about where you've lived, where you've worked, and those types of things. I also found with clients that I help that it helps them feel a little bit less nervous or anxious about their appointment when they've had a chance to review their answers to the questions on that particular form. So it's helpful in that way as well. The sections I would focus on, one would be the section about travel, right? If you're someone that's traveled a lot from the United States in the last couple of years, you definitely want to look at that. In particular, if you're really close to the line and how much time you've been outside the United States, because you do actually have to be living in the United States for a particular period of time to be eligible for naturalization. All right, so if you traveled a lot, just make sure you haven't crossed that line and how much time you could be outside of the United States. Besides that, there's a lot of questions on eligibility for naturalization, questions about whether you've paid child support, whether you've paid your taxes, if you have any criminal issues. All right, so there's a lot of questions that form asks about. Hopefully none of those questions affects you or you've had to mark yes on any of them. But if you had to, hopefully you've either researched it or you spoke with an immigration attorney about whether you still qualify, even though you had to mark yes on one of those questions regarding eligibility. Because if you did, there's a chance the officer who interviews you will ask you about that. And so you want to be prepared on how to deal with that. If that comes up. All right. Besides reviewing the form, of course, the big topic is the exams, right? There's two types of exams basically you take when you have your naturalization interview: the English exam and the civics exam. The civics exam deals with government questions. It deals with history of the United States, and for most people, it's 100 questions that they have to review. During your actual interview, the officer will ask you 10 questions, but if I'm not mistaken, I believe if you get 6 right, then you'll likely pass. The only thing is you don't know which questions he's going to ask you of those 100, so you have to study all of them, right? So you don't have to do this again. All right, so that's the civic exam. The other one is the English exam, and there's actually a lot of people that don't have to take that particular exam. All right, so some folks who may not have to take it are folks who are over the age of 50 and have had a green card for at least 20 years. People who are over the age of 55 and have had a green card for at least 15 years. People who are over the age of 65 and have had a green card for at least 20 years. And those folks actually still have to take the civic exams, but it's actually supposed to be a little bit easier, the civic exam that they have to take. And then there's one more category for people who actually have a disability. Not just any disability, but a disability that makes it hard or impossible for them to pass these exams. There's a form that one actually needs to submit if you want to fall under that waiver. So you don't have to take these exams, and if you qualify, you don't have to take the English exam or the civics exam. All right, so if you fall under this category, it's a way to basically get out of the test. All right, and I actually did a video that goes into a lot more detail about those waivers. That's right after this one, if you want to take a look at that. All right, so again, review the form, review the notice for your appointment. Practice those exam questions. I recommend doing flashcards. So that way, at the end of your interview, hopefully the officer gives you a piece of paper that says, congratulations, you've been recommended for approval for naturalization. And then at that point, you will likely receive something in the mail saying that when you take the oath for citizenship, and also where you can pick up your naturalization certificate. All right, so if you're preparing for this, I wish you a lot of luck, and thanks for watching this video.